Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we have Dragonball with Goku Super Saiyan 5. So not an official Super Saiyan form, but still, I like doing these ones because they're kind of fun nonetheless. So this is a 3/4 pose, right? So I'm on a landscape page. I wanted to try one where I got in as much of that long sort of, Super Saiyan 3 kind of hair. Real long. And it goes all the way back here, and his head is like down here in the corner, right? So, use a pencil, hit pause if I go too fast. We're going to start with his eye. So, anyone who knows what 3/4 pose is, it basically means you have a big eye and a small eye, and his head is kind of turned away. It's one of the more difficult face poses to draw because it's not straight on, and it's not perfectly sideways either. It's kind of half. So if that was sideways and then that was like looking straight at us, and he turned, we're kind of 3/4. Okay, that's why it's called 3/4 because we can only see 3/4 of the face. Anyway, that's the best explanation I can do. You basically just have a small side to his face and a big side. We're just down here, down the bottom half of our page, and we just need to leave enough room for the hair. Basically, you could go closer to the edge of the page if you want. Anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll just start drawing. So we're going to start with his eyebrow, right? So you just do a tick. So you just go tick. Like that. Slightly curved a bit at the end. And then it goes up like so. And then we're going to bring it back down the other side. And it gets skinnier as we go down, like that. Okay. So then the eye. So we have a box-like eye, Dragon Ball. So we have a big line there, and then we have the small line just here at the end, and then this kind of curves across and meets that other one. And like in Super Saiyan 5, it seems like he has, like in Super Saiyan 4, he's got like red outline on his eyes. So this one is like black or grey. So I'm just going to do a thicker sort of line around here. It's black in the picture I'm drawing from, but I think I've seen it when it's grey as well. I'll just do it black because it's easier. You just thicken it up kind of like that. So in the iris, we have a half circle for the iris. So just like a real thin circle coming up around into there. And then a real thin pupil as well. Like that. Colored in dark black. So he's looking off this way. That's why the iris is on the left hand side of the eye and it's not like the bang in the middle. Okay, so now that frown, so that sort of W kind of frown that they have. So we do like a line curving there, and another one beside that, like that, curving up towards the top of his head. Okay. So then we'll do the nose next before we do the small eye, just so we know where the middle of his face is. So the nose starts just below that W. So we do a curve out. Like that, and then we bring it back down like so. So it kind of looks like a letter L or an upside down number 7. And then the nostril kind of goes back like that, and then we have the shadow portion that Dragon Ball characters have on their noses just there. So that's like shadowing underneath there. He may have some sort of frown lines just on his nose. And maybe some under here as well. Like that. Okay, so that other eye, right? So real small, this one. It's like half the size of this one. So it comes up from the frown, right? So we'll do his eyebrow first. So we'll just go up this way, out to there. So you're about half this eyebrow, okay? And then the end of the eyebrow goes up. And then we bring it back down into the frown, just there. So real small. And then his eye, so we go down like so. And back in towards his eyebrow, back into there. Okay. And again, you can thicken up this line a little bit, just to show that black sort of eyeliner that he's got on. And then his iris and his pupil. So like the iris, you can barely see, just like a curved line in here, like that. And then a pupil, just a little bit, just there. So you can barely see it, real small. And then we have like frown lines on top here, like so. And those sort of tick lines that are underneath Dragon Ball characters' cheeks, you know, those kind of things. And then his mouth, just underneath his nose here, nearly touching his nose. So just like starting there, kind of goes back up and down. So kind of like a frowning sort of mouth, kind of like that. And then some lines just for his bottom lip, just there. So then we'll go down his jaw and do his chin. So the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin, right? So whatever your distance is between the eyes and the nose, that's how far down you want the chin to be, right? So we'll go the jaw down to about there, okay? And we're 3/4 pose. So from his eye, from his pupil to his nose is about the same distance as his nose to his chin. So that distance, these distances are the same. Nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. And then the chin comes across like so. Stop underneath, say, his eyebrow just there, and then go up for his jaw. Curves up like so. Then his cheek on the other side of his nose comes up like this. Kind of curves in towards his eye, and then back up like so. Goes around his eyebrow and up for his forehead. So that's like the shape you want for his face. So that's 3/4 Dragon Ball face. It's not easy. Pause it here and see if you can get it as close as you can. So then his ear. So we can just see his ear just here. Comes down, nearly touches his jaw, curves around like that. The bones and ligaments inside, the easiest way to do that is like a letter J, just like that, or a letter T, you know. And then if you want to add more detail, you can by doing some like bumps and stuff like this. But that's up to you, how much of that you want to do. That rhymed. Okay, so his fringe. So he has a big piece of fringe coming down from here. Spike back up by his ear. Up to there. Back up. Typical Goku kind of fringe lines like that. And then another one on this side. Up. A bit bigger. Down. Down like so. Spikes back in. All the way up. And down into there. And again, how high up his hairline is about the same distance from, so from eyes to fringe is about the same as eyes to say, chin. Nearly. Just there. So, say, fringe to eyes is about the same as eyes to chin. Nearly. Just about. So that's how high up you want it. You don't want to go much further than that. It would make his forehead look huge. Then we have some hairlines just here. Texture lines for his hair. And some on this side too. And then just more hair spikes. So a small one here. And then we have, so it's like a radial pattern. So we have a set of spikes that go up and around here. And then we have a bigger set of spikes that go all the way down around. So I guess we'll just do them one at a time. So, because we have to. So we go up, spike up here, all the way up, bring it back down. Next one. There. Spike back down. Next one. There. Spike back down. Next one. Real long one sticking out the back. Comes back down and in. And then we've one that kind of comes down over his shoulder, and it's kind of like a double spike. So a small spike there like that, and then a big sort of long one. Comes down like so, back up. And goes in behind his ear. Just there. So a few more just on the front here. Out, down, back in, like so. And then another one sticking down here, back into there. And one on his shoulder here as well. So it's a double. So a small spike followed by a big spike. Going back up into there. Kind of stops at his neck, so it doesn't go the whole way into his chin. Maybe another line just in there. One more small one. Just in behind those two. And a small one in behind here. I think, yeah, there should be one. Let's just go for it. So there, and then back into there. Right, so then we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that go the whole way back. 9, another one in here along his shoulder. What would be easiest? Okay, so we'll go up here and we'll do the spikes that get down and we'll stop at his shoulder because we have to draw his shoulder in before we do most of the hair spikes down here. So we'll go up like so, change direction, back down, and then a big one going back this direction. Back in. And then this one sort of comes out. This is like a wavy one. It kind of waves up to here. Touches that one. Then we bring it back down. into there. Another one comes out and down like so. And there's one in between those two. So you're trying to get this wavy sort of motion back down, going back behind his head. Like so. That's really big. That's why I moved the head over here. Down to there. And this is where we get to the ones that are like behind his shoulder. So we'll do his shoulder first, okay? So just down here at his, say at chin level, we have his trapezius coming out from behind his head. Okay? And then we got that big sort of monkey shoulder. So like a zigzag sort of scraggly hairy line. Like this. Coming down, so that's one muscle, shoulder muscle, the second one coming down this way. Like so. So hairy, you're going for like a hairy look. Coming down here. And his bicep comes out here as well, down the bottom. Another sort of muscle line like that, and like, you know, you could have some hair lines like this, texture lines. Just to give it a bit of a furry look, and then his tricep coming down the back, and he's got like a blue strap coming across his tricep here. Going down like that. And now we can finish the rest of his hair. So comes down to there, back in, and we have another big one back here. So the main part of this character is like the big long hair, so take your time with it. You know, pause the video a lot. That curves down that way. Here, there, and the last one comes down that way. Okay, now I'm just going to add texture lines all over them. So you're just going to like follow each hairline and shape and add some lines on it, that's all. You don't have to do too many. One or two on each one will do. Okay, so that's the basic idea for his hair. So we'll do his neck in the front of his body now. So a neckline coming out from his jaw, going diagonal that way. We have another neckline coming out from this side of his jaw, like so. And then his chest muscles come across here. So we've like a bump there, and a bump here, coming across his neck muscle, and maybe another neck muscle line in there. You could add maybe an Adam's apple line as well. So then his other side of his chest just here, and then the center of that chest line will come down, curve down to there, and then it'll come around the bottom like that, back up into his armpit. Because if you feel your own chest muscle, it goes in like to your shoulder and underneath your armpit. That's why it goes in there. Could have some lines on his trapezius, maybe some lines coming across sinewy sort of chest muscle lines. And then his other chest, so because we're in 3/4, this one is smaller, so it's about half the size again, so it turns there, see, that's about half the size of this, and then it goes up around into there. And the other side of his body comes down from his chest. It's hairy monkey fur, and then we might see an ab or two. Goes down and off my page here. You can just make out some of his abdominals there, and we may have some monkey fur just here. And then his shoulder on the other side. Again, furry. Coming down like so. And furry bicep. And furry tricep lines just there. And we could have some fur like that. I think, oh, another sort of chest line just there like that. Okay, I think that is everything. That is how to draw Goku Super Saiyan 5 in 3/4 pose. Hope it was helpful. I hope you don't find the 3/4 pose ones too difficult. I know they are hard, but I think it's good to learn. It's good to learn how to do a 3/4 pose, because they're one of the most dynamic sort of poses that you can sort of practice anyway. And it's good to learn a bit of perspective and how things get smaller as they move away from us, So like this side of his body is much smaller than this side, And once you learn to see things like that, it'll really help you get better at drawing. So I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.